Ever wonder what it takes to make a leader? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. This is ADFA, the Australian Defence Force Academy, where Australia's future military leaders undergo their training. And I'm excited because we're about to put 3 of Australia's elite athletes to the ultimate leadership test. This is Code versus Code, the ADFA Challenge.
Coming up in the show, our sports stars are skilled in some serious military training before facing off against each other on land, in the water and in the air to see which code has got what it takes to win the ADFA Challenge. On the sporting field, these guys are heroes. We're talking about men and women who've reached the pinnacle of their chosen sport. But off the field, have they got what it takes to survive 2 days of advanced physical and mental training to become a leader in the Australian Defence Force? Rugby star forward Scott Fardy began his career with the Brumbies. After 2 seasons, he was selected as a Wallaby. Scott's studying business at the University of Southern Queensland.
So my older brother came through ADFA and he saw it as a massive challenge and he really enjoyed it and I wanted to see what he was talking about.
Casey Eastham is a star midfield player with the Hockey Roos. She made her international debut at just 17. Casey's studying primary school teaching at Perth's Murdoch University.
From when I was really young, I was always really interested in the Defence Force and everything that they had to offer in terms of the training.
Star Carlton fullback Michael Jamieson notched up his 100th match for the Blues in 2013. He's studying business at Queensland's Griffith University.
Yeah, I just wanted to, come up here and gain a little bit of experience into the life of an ADFA cadet. Learn a little bit about leadership from them. So firstly, walking onto the parade ground, we weren't too sure what to expect.
Such a special place in Australian history.
Welcome, Michael, Casey, Scott. Thanks for being with us. Of course, you're all from different sporting codes, but common to all of your sports is leadership. Do you guys have any idea what you're up against?
No idea, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully a little bit of crawling in the dirt and showing these guys how it's done.
Yeah, she's probably going to have us, to be honest.
Now, before we get to the challenge, it's probably best to introduce you to some people who know a little bit more about this place than I do. He's the Commandant of ADFA, Air Commodore Alan Clements, and Captain Beck Dyson. Here are your charges.
Thank you, Shira. Well, good morning and welcome to ADFA. It's great to have you here today. Here at ADFA, we take officer cadets and midshipmen and we train them to be the next leaders and officers of the Australian Defence Force. We train them militarily, academically and culturally. To do that, we have outstanding officers and non-commissioned officers such as Captain Beck Dyson, who will actually take you through your paces today. Have fun and be safe, and I look forward to coming back and congratulating the winners. Good luck.
Now, to help you gain insight into what life is like here as a midshipman or officer cadet, I'd like to introduce you to 3 current trainee officers who not only be your tutors, but also your team leaders. From the Army, and with you, Michael, in green, it's Officer Cadet Samantha Alexander, and from the Navy, in the yellow, with you, Casey, it's Midshipman Zach Seger. And finally, from the Air Force, who's in blue, with you, Scott, it's Officer Cadet Andy Eastman.
Sam, I'll be your team leader today. Zach.
Okay, guys, you've got a lot of responsibility as team leaders. You need to ensure that your new colleagues learn as much as they can today so that they're ready for tomorrow.
Well, Captain Dyson and I will leave you in the capable hands of your team leaders. Good luck to all of you.
Meeting our team leader, Sam, was an easy way to get into the day. She showed us around the grounds and into her dorm.
We all have our own rooms here at ADFA as cadets and midshipmen, and we get to personalise it how we want.
It was a good way to get a grasp of what, ADFA really offered, to see that it was actually just a university as well, not just a military college.
So, Michael, this is one of our lecture theatres that's all been newly refurbished, so it's a pretty good facility.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying Bachelor of Business.
Okay, that's the same as me.
Oh, excellent. Well, we get paid to be here and to study and to train.
This is our engineering department.
What happens in this room?
It's where the various engineers get to hone their skills, so we can work on ships, armoured vehicles and also aircraft.
Awesome. What have we got going on here?
So Casey, here we got Tom and we got Luke, and both part of the race car team.
We're both science students, so it's not just the team for engineers, but obviously in a car there's a lot of aerodynamics, there's a lot of electrical systems, as well as a mechanical design, so we cater for all degree streams here.
So Scott here, Uni New South Wales. All the ADFA cadets undertaking studies, but also the opportunity for postgrad. Ever flown a helicopter?
No, mate, never been near one.
Let's give it a go right here.
Oh, let's have a crack at it. Flying a helicopter around Canberra, which was a little bit strange, and I wasn't very good at it, so he mainly controlled it. So I was really surprised to see it ADFA, you know, that state-of-the-art technology and the ability that students here get to use those and further their careers in not just the Army, but other areas.
Coming up, our sports stars get put through their paces and come crashing down to earth.
Confirmed, down aircraft.
Welcome back to Code versus Code, the ADFA Challenge. As you can see, our teams have now grown by 2. We've given our sports stars an extra midshipman and officer cadets to make sure they're ready for their training exercises. Now, of course, you met Captain Dyson before. She served 11 years in the Australian Defence Force.
Well, guys, in order to succeed in military life, there's a number of core values that an officer needs. They are having solid physical fitness, good leadership qualities, and the ability to make good decisions.
And Scott, for you, leadership on the sporting field versus leadership in real life are 2 very different things.
Yeah, I guess on the sporting field, it's that ability to stay cool under pressure, and I guess it's similar to what we're going to do here today.
All right, teams, are you guys ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, they look good. Good luck.
There has been a plane that's gone down, and there are a number of casualties.
Locate survivors, render first aid.
Right after that.
Unexploded ordnance may be scattered around the crash site.
1, 2, 3 casualties.
When I got there, one guy was stuck under a plane.
First casualty, sucking chest wound.
Another guy had blood spurting out of him.
Steady there. Lie down, mate.
And another guy had his foot hanging off. To be honest, I didn't know how to take it. The blokes that were injured were doing a fantastic job of acting. So much so that it's hard for me to keep a straight face.
Got a bit of wound.
Scott's normally at home on the rugby field. How do you think he's going out there in the plane crash situation?
Oh, I think he might be a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Put pressure on that for me for now.
Yeah.
It's not just the ability to show a physical presence, it's also your mental ability in a chaotic environment.
All right, we need some.
In this exercise, the leader will need to make sure that their team understands the mission, getting from the top of the cliff to the bottom.
I was actually made to go face first. That kind of failed halfway through when I was down.
Careful, Casey.
Communication's vital. They need to talk to each other throughout the exercise, especially the person abseiling and the person who is their safety person at the bottom.
Keep coming, bit slower. Yeah, well done, Casey.
And then we had the obstacle course.
Gas, gas, gas.
The yellow team have to save a casualty. It's a UN peace negotiator.
I was the peacekeeper that was injured.
Yeah, now hold it.
They're simulating a toxic gas environment and have to do the low ropes.
You up? Stage 2, turn.
So the green team are going through the different drills on how to climb a rope, and it makes it more efficient and easier to climb, and also reduces the likelihood of injury if they do fall from the rope.
So when I first saw the ropes, I was a little bit daunted. Once Sam gave me a few tips and said it was more about technique rather than real strength, it was made a little bit easier.
We like to use drills in the military because when you're in a situation that can be out of your comfort zone, people need to go back to using those drills to be able to perform the task.
I've never used to climbing up ropes, let alone with all this army gear on. I think the closest I've come to a gun before is playing buck hunter at Time Zone.
No, make sure. Yep. Good. Lower hand, top hand, lower. So you got it.
Up next, training's over as our codes go head-to-head in 3 grueling challenges.
Welcome to the top of Mount Pleasant and sunrise over Canberra and, of course, ADFA as well. How are you guys feeling? Feeling good? Michael, you're very competitive on the football field. How do you think you're going to be in these challenges?
I'm sure if I listen to my team, we'll get through. They've all done it before, so I'll be certainly taking their advice.
Scott, you play rugby, you love a challenge, you're going to be fighting to get to the top?
Hopefully we'll be all good.
Surely you want to beat the other teams, though?
Yeah, I do.
How about you, Casey? Why is your team going to be the winning team?
I think the guys have been great so far in the training phase. They've showed great leadership
I like that you're talking your teams up, but you know it's not going to get any easier from here. You've got a series of 3 challenges that are going to test you to your limits. Captain Dyson.
Hi guys, well training day is over. This is where teams will now become rivals to be first over the line.
The first team in each challenge will get 5 points. The second will get 4, and the third will get 3.
So we've brought you to one of the highest peaks in Canberra, Mount Pleasant, at 663 metres above sea level. But this isn't where your challenge begins, it's where it'll end. Down there, you've got a pile of equipment that weighs in excess of 600 kilos. The first team to bring all of the equipment to the top will win.
Let's get to the bottom.
When I saw the big heavy poles, I thought Scott was certainly going to be the main competitor. Obviously, Scott's a huge man.
You know, tyres are a worst nightmare for most people, so they looked unbearable to try to get those up a hill. The air hole went and the ground was just through and gone.
We knew that the tracks were quite narrow, so we thought if we could get out in front, it was going to be hard for any other team to come past us.
Oh gosh, you're right there.
Yeah, so we haven't really spoken about much strategies going into this. We're just hoping that good communication will get us through.
That's it, good. Straight backs.
When Sam got a little bit tired, you know, carrying a pole, or I was getting tired carrying the ammunition crate, we could just swap over and keep moving.
Yeah, I guess we thought that the tie would be the easiest obstacle to get up the hill. But at that stage, I was physically absolutely exhausted, so I resorted to the flip.
Quick changes.
Steady there, Scott. Hold up.
I could see Casey in that, you know, competitive face that she has coming up behind us.
I saw the yellow team and they were chasing us pretty hard, so thought I'd put a bit of a block in the way and let our team catch up a bit.
I was pretty frustrated and angry and hoping that he'd get that out pretty quickly.
Getting off the gravel track, we thought it was going to be all over, and I was pretty spent, to be honest. But then we got onto the bitumen road and the tyre just moved around a little bit easy and we could see the finish line.
Finish together.
Well, then from start to finish, looks like the green team are going to romp in the first challenge.
Great effort, team.
Good work, team, great.
Well done, mate. Well done, mate.
Well done. Well done, boys.
Yeah, well, I think I overtook Scott at the end there on the tyre roll, so I was pretty happy about that.
Keeping us all together and as a team and not letting anyone drop off was a key reason we got to the top first, I think.
So, to the leaderboard. And that's green on 5, yellow on 4, and the blue team on 3.
Well, let's get into challenge number 2, and of course, Captain Dyson will explain what you're doing here.
Thanks, Shira. It starts here at the pool, where each team will need to wrap and waterproof their equipment. You'll then be required to float this 25 metres for the other side of the pool. Each team will then unwrap their equipment where a waiting PT will check and make sure that there's no moisture. Each pack or equipment that has moisture in it will incur a 10-second penalty. You will then run outside across the oval and the first team to get to the end will win.
You guys ready to go? Remember to wrap tight. Good luck.
Confidence was right up after the first challenge, but that soon dissolved after seeing the pool.
The guys had told me how difficult it was to swim in the pool when you're fully clothed.
Straight away, I was overwhelmed. The yellow team were already in the water, so it was off to a tough start.
And when would this situation happen in the field?
Making sure that when they're going across the river, their stuff remains dry because it is vital in a real situation.
It was really clear communication from the start for us, which really helped with the transition of things.
Yellow are out in front now. They're flying at the moment, aren't they?
They've worked well as a team. They've kept their equipment dry and they're off to a great start.
We had the difficulty of actually climbing over the other teams to try and get out the pool doors and onto the run. So at times, I think we were quite aggressive.
And blue there, looks like Scott's got out of the water okay. They might have done a good job of minting their bags.
Yeah, I think the blue team have also worked well.
We got in the pool, eventually got to the other end. We thought we could, you know, make up some time once the running started, but we got out, water went everywhere.
Green team, you're going to incur a 10-second penalty.
I think the morale went a little bit, you know, downhill from there.
It was really difficult as you're running with heavy pants, heavy shirt. One of the cadets behind me had said, "Oh, it's okay, I think we've just got a kilometre to run." But at that stage, I was like, "No, you're kidding me."
I came out the door thinking that we weren't going to run that far, and then I looked up and suddenly there's a huge track in front of us.
Come on, there's team yellow off to your right flank. Catch it. Come on, push.
We want to make sure that we keep pushing and hopefully come over the top in the last challenge.
All right, guys. A bit more planning was involved and try to keep up the communication.
So after the second challenge, we have a new leader and only 1 point between each team. After the break, It's the final challenge, and Scott's blue team puts it all on the line. And which code takes out the ultimate prize?
And the winner is... Welcome back to Code versus Code, the ADFA Challenge. We are now set for a grandstand finish. 2 points separate the team in first and the team in third. So really, any team can win this challenge. Casey, I'll start with you. Your team turned it around from second to first in that challenge. Feeling confident?
Yeah, we blitzed the last challenge and really worked together as a team quite well, which is something that we've been doing throughout the training phase and in the first challenge as well.
Now, Scott, first challenge, lagged a little behind, finished third. Yep. And that second challenge there, you guys pulled it all together. Looked pretty good, almost won it.
We've done a lot better in that second one, so hopefully we can win this one.
And Michael, after being king of the mountain, unfortunately you sunk a little in the pool.
Yeah, I certainly swim like a rock, so that didn't help, but guys are pretty confident we can turn it around this one.
This is going to be grueling because your last challenge is a Battle PT challenge. Captain Dyson, tell them what they're in for.
This Battle PT course will require you to conduct a tyre drag, a stretcher carry and a log carry, and finishing off with a leopard crawl across the finish line.
Remember, you can all win this thing. Good luck.
Like the first challenge, we started well again.
So our strategy was for me to run the rope so that our team could tie on the knot, but it was just way too slow.
Well, you can see they're frantically trying to tie the knots on the tyre there. That's going to be a pretty tough pull, isn't it?
Yeah, they definitely need to get the knot right with the tyre.
Look at the blue team. What do you reckon of that?
And that's going to set them behind now.
So I looked over and I saw Scotty falling, and I know that the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
When the gun's on your back, I couldn't really get my balance back pretty badly, but it was pretty funny for everyone to watch.
Keep going, good.
Winning a bit of time back.
Yeah, they might be able to catch up.
All right, now it's the stretcher carry.
So all was going well and we picked up the stretcher, but unfortunately the patient on the stretcher nearly fell off, so that forced us to slow down and allowed the other teams to catch up. Through my peripheral vision, I could see Casey storming home, so I knew we had to lift again.
Looks here like the green team are in the lead at the moment. We can actually win the whole thing. Come on, back! Better lift. Run. But right now, as we head into the leopard crawl, it's neck and neck. Could be anyone's game. There we go. So green have crossed the line in first. They've basically taken out the last challenge. That puts them on to 13 points.
So we'd finished, and I knew that blue and yellow were really close. I knew that if blue came second, then we'd won outright.
And then it just came down to the last leopard crawl between us and the blue team.
Well, it's very close between the blue and the yellow here.
Oh, it looks like yellow might just have hit them on the line.
Yes, I reckon yellow might have just got there, which now means we've got a tie break.
That's going to be very interesting.
But I just remember crossing and the guys giving me a cuddle and a high five saying that we'd finished second.
Pretty disappointing, but we got to go to lunch first, and we're looking forward to that. We're all pretty hungry. It's been a long day.
Well, after 3 grueling challenges, we can't separate Casey's hockey team and Michael's AFL team. So well done, 13 points each, but it's now going to be a tiebreaker. Captain Dyson, what are they doing?
Each team is going to be required to carry a casualty from here to safety at the other end. After that, they'll then need to sprint back for a finish right here.
Casey, any last words for your opponent?
No, survival of the fittest so far, and I think we're the fittest, so bring it on.
Michael, what about you?
Talk's cheap.
Looks like it's action time. Good luck.
Just had all my focus in getting a nice clean pick-up right from the start.
We really want to win this. We've got to win this. We can't let her win.
All right, there's the turn now. We're at the sprint. It looks like green's ahead. In fact, no, yellow's ahead now. Casey pushing through.
Our hockey star and her team have beaten their AFL and rugby code rivals. They are the champions.
When I crossed the line, it was actually so much relief and genuine excitement that we had won. To get through 3 physically demanding challenges and to come out victorious was really exciting, and was stoked for all the guys.
Welcome back to the hallowed turf here, the parade ground at ADFA. And well done to all our teams on competing so hard over the 3 challenges, which became 4, of course, because we had a tie break.
And my welcome back to the parade ground here at ADFA as well. As Shura said, this is hallowed ground. In the past, the parade grounds were used to conduct a roll call and count the fallen after battles. And it's good to see that we have no fallen in amongst our group today. but it's also a place where we present awards and battle honours. And today we're about to present the battle honours for the ADFA Challenge. But before we do that, Captain Dyson, how did it go?
Thank you, sir. It was a fantastic competition over the 2 days, and I think considering that the sports stars, Scott, Michael and Casey, haven't had any military experience in the past, they did really well to demonstrate those attributes that we hold highly here at ADFA of teamwork and leadership. So well done.
Winner is Casey and the Yellow Bravo team.
Probably one of the biggest things I've learned is how much teamwork and good, clear communication plays in achieving success.
I always had the Defence Force, I always held them in a high regard, and what they do is a selfless act and probably don't get the recognition they do compared to silly sports stars like me.
My time at ADFA has been terrific. It's been a real honour to be allowed into the grounds. I've learned a lot of lessons. I think the three cadets have really instilled some great leadership, some great communication and taught me a lot about teamwork. So I certainly think I can take that back to the AFL team.
Well, what an awesome couple of days we've had. We've had loads of action and competition, and we've been given a front row seat into what life here at ADFA is really all about. But best of all, we've been given a real insight into what it takes to make a true leader, something that happens here on a daily basis. I'm Stuart Taft. Bye for now.